Hey everybody, this is Ian here, and today I'm going to be teaching you about Archeage. Wait, what's that sound? Oh boy.
That's it. I'm dead.
Hey guys, that was my intro video that I'm thinking about using for the rest of the Archeage series. If you like it or you don't like it, go ahead and leave me a comment, just whatever you think. Sorry it took me so long to be able to get all of this recorded for you guys. I've been dealing with some stuff and just to be able to get things recorded as well as prepping myself to be able to go at certain times in order for me to get all the footage that I need, not get maliciously attacked over and over again, which only happened once, thankfully, so it wasn't too bad at all. Anyway, so here I'm going to show you the continent of Nuian, and let's go ahead and get started. So here we are in Soulsreed Peninsula, right next to the first of three gold traders, both of them within a little bit of a walking distance of Lake Lacton and Wordton. Looks like Lacton might be a little bit closer though. So anyway, in here we have Soulsreed braised meat, which requires 50 trimmed meat and 30 eggs, and we also have dried food, which requires 50 meat and 35 grapes. Now, the second one is actually not too far away. It's just right over here. Now, I find this to be a little bit strange personally, even though one's a little bit more towards the coast. So, if I think about it, this one would be for inland going towards Lilyut Hills, but there's another one up here, which I'll show you next. And then this one would be for ocean trading, but only if you're trading inside the feudal sound. So, I don't understand exactly why these two are right next to each other right here, but I suppose people have their own reasons for that. I do think that this one would be better for in feudal sound trading, except for if you're trying to do a little bit outside, in which case, well, no, this one would probably be better for that, so that's fine. Alright, so this here is the last of the specialty workbenches in Soulsreed, which is located at the northernmost section here. It is a little bit of a distance to get to, so if you have any house to be able to port to here, that's probably best recommendation. The closest port is either the Lacton, or let me just check here. Yeah, you might have just as far of a walk with river span if you go cut around the mountains there. But this is a good place because if you get a pack here, I took a look, you actually have quite an easy access to get to Freeditch and be able to turn it in for Dragon Essence Stabilizer or something of that nature. So that should be able to be a nice easy one if you're going that route. Alright, and here in Crescent Throne we have the Gold Trader and the Resource Trader, which are in the Crescent Port of the Crescent Throne, which is in Soulsreed at the bottom right hand corner. Kind of easy to get to, if you're able to get here. So anyway, it's right here's the Gold Trader, right here's the Resource Trader. Now this can be a good location because, as you can see, it's right on the edge here of the continent. The easiest place I believe to get to from outside of here is in Harania, but that's because I'm Haranian itself. This also can be a good place if you're trying to bring in Cinderstone Moor or any place in general. Just take it around through Peace and then jump around 2 crowns or go through 2 crowns in a nice safe route, and you'll be able to get right into Soulsreed there without much of an issue at all. And I think that could be quite nice. So that's, from what it looks like, this place looks looks like it is mostly ocean-based or ocean outbound from here, but a couple of inbound for those charcoal stabilizers to the Crescent Throne. All in all, I think this could be a good location if you're bringing in or taking out packs. So, just be careful of pirates on your way here. Alright, so here we have the Gweonid Forest Specialty Workbench in Gweonid Forest. Now, the closest port from here is Sears Cottage, just a simple little trot up. With this one, what we have in Gweonid Forest is... Bob had his rename for while I was in here, because there's just a lot of people running around. But in Gweonid, you can make dyed feathers, which require 15 orchard purees and 15 goose down, and apple pies, which require 50 chopped produce and 15 apples. So this one's good because it's right near the road. It's really easy to be able to just grab packs and go. And I'm not so sure about the next one, but that's what I'm going to show you right now. We have the second specialty workbench for Gweonid. Now, I've been thinking about it, and I think the best way to be able to use this workbench, which is right near Sylvan Devi, is there might be a path right over that will lead right into White Arden. I mean, I can't guarantee it, but it looks like that might be a possibility, especially going through the Woods of Forgotten. I'm not 100% sure because, again, I'm showing you where these locations are. Another day I'll do where the best ways to get through each zone is, so that's the topic for another day. Let me show you the way to the gold trader now. Okay, we're good. Alright, so here we have the gold trader of Gweonid Forest, and I'm sorry that I have to whisper a bit. I don't want these guys knowing I'm here. So right here we have the gold trader, which is just north of Emboria, but which is also the closest port. Now, so there is only the gold trader here, and all in all, I'm going to go hide here now. I'm going to fail at hiding here now. So what I think of this place, I mean, you see that you do have the two specialty workbenches, one right near the border, and you know, I'm not a Nuian, I don't know if that's a good spot or not, but I can tell you that at least this one here, just north of Gweonid Lake, the one that's closer to the Seer's Cottage than anything else, I do think that that's a pretty good one for the area, especially since this is in permanent peace. You grab your packs, you get out, you go, you have yourself a good time. All in all, yeah, I think that Gweonid is a pretty good place to do packs from. Alright, so here we have the only Lilyut Hills specialty workbench, which is just a stone's throw away from Windshade and Rockmar Barrow. Now, I think that Rockmar Barrow is actually a little bit closer than Windshade, but I think that's just because of the hill that it took to be able to come up here from Windshade that I took. So really, that's up to you. Now, in Lilyut Hills, we have milk soup, which requires 50 ground spices and 20 milk, and cooking oil, which requires 50 dried flowers and 12 olives. So this is an okay location. As it's the only one in Lilyut Hills, it allows you to get to, you know, Soulsreed, Gweonid, Dewstone. It's a little bit of a walk from the ocean, so I'd say this is okay, but you can just make it, and then you should be able to just go straight over to the river here and go straight out into the ocean. So that wouldn't be too bad. Maybe do something stealthy with that, but thankfully you can't be attacked anywhere in here, so you're pretty safe in Lilyut. So that's my opinion on that. Is that it's an okay workbench, to be sure. So here we are at the gold trader in Dewstone Plains. Now this is it's just a little bit of a walk away from Sandcloud. So as you can see, not that many guards, and even a carriage will drop you off right here. So this is an okay place for some new people to be able to drop off packs. Now for Dewstone Plains in general, I think it's an okay location. I mean, you have a good spot right near the coast. You have a good spot to turn in right near the coast again. But you also have really good access to everywhere else in the area. So I think Dewstone Plains is kind of just not really good, but an average sort of a trade pack place. So here we are in Dewstone Plains at the only specialty workbench in the area. Now, the closest port to here, I do believe, would be Sandcloud, but it's also kind of iffy on if maybe Royster's Camp would also be a good place too. So anyway, here is the specialty workbench, and in Dewstone you can get fine thread, which is 50 ground grain and 20 goat wool, or distilled liquor, which is 50 medicinal powder and 100 narcissus. Now this is an okay location because you have nice quick access to the ocean here, just a little bit of a walk away, and it's all flat. And you even have some good land route, especially since you know you're right next to the main road that goes all the way into Lilyut Hills and everywhere. So this is an okay location as far as specialty workbenches go. So here we are in the northernmost point of White Arden at our first out of 2 specialty workbenches, as there are no gold traders here. So here we have in White Arden, which, by the way, I did check it out, and it looks like that there are hills all around here, so maybe there is a way from Gweonid all the way over into White Arden here. But anyway, there's just lots of open space, which is kind of strange for me. So anyway, in White Arden, you can make trail mix, which requires 30 chopped produce and 15 milk, or Arden figgy pudding, which requires 50 ground grain and 40 figs, perfect for those Christmas holiday traditions. So it's really, really open, and there's just nothing here. So I think that there might even be some space available, but I'm most likely wrong about that. I'm not specialized in buildings and placement of buildings. So maybe this could be a good place if, I don't know, if you're just going from Gweonid to White Arden, trying to make a pack run, grab another one on your way there. That's my opinion about it, because I'm sure that there's a way over from Gweonid to White Arden. I'm absolutely sure. But let me go ahead and show you the second one now. Alright, so here we are at the second specialty workbench for White Arden, which is really close to Birch Keep. Before I forget, also that first one, the closest one, also happens to be Birch Keep, so I think maybe, unless you have a house up near the first workbench, this would probably be your best option. But for this one, it's in pretty, a pretty Nuian district. It's right near a couple lakes, maybe a river, which, yeah, it looks like if you follow that, it'll lead you right to Birch Keep. So, I don't know, maybe something on a clipper, it'll bring you right out to the ocean. Or a boat or something. But this, as far as White Arden goes, it seems like a really strange place to be able to make packs. It, especially this one right here, seems a little bit far out of the way compared to everything else. And maybe there's a way around it or reason for it, but I don't see that reason, especially since I'm not a Nuian, I'm a Huranian. But overall, I'd say this is a low quality place, but maybe you get some good gold out of the packs anyway because of their simplicity. And here we have the first and only Marianople specialty workbench, which is right outside of Marianople. Now there's a couple of good locations you can get here from, but the best from what the looks of looks to be the Jewel of Marianople memory tome. Or at least, port location. So in Marianople, you can make duck down, which requires 30 dried flowers and 30 duck down. I'm sorry, 50 dried flowers and 30 duck down. And sweeteners, which require 50 ground spices and 8 cherries. Now, this is a good location, in my opinion, because if you look right here, you're just off the side from a nice little river here, which brings you right into the feudal sound. So good location if you're trying to go out into the ocean, but an even better location if you're just trying to go out into everywhere else, because except if you're going one way, everything's in peace and the best profits are easy to get to. So Marianople, I think, is really good whenever you're trying to do packs from here as far as safety goes. Alright, so here we are in Marianople at the Marianople at the Gold Trader, which is on the docks of Marianople. I think Marianople likes to talk about itself quite a bit. So anyway, the Gold Trader's right here, surrounded by guards. It's also got nice access to the river here, Fall Leaf Isle. Very easy access to the sound, so you could just come in with a boat and go straight up to the Gold Trader without an issue. So this is a good one if you're doing any sort of trading from Two Crowns, Cinderstone, Soulsreed, Lilyut, or Dewstone, just going straight there without much of an issue, unless you're counting pirates or any if you're outside of this area. So I think that the Gold Trader is a pretty decent location, as well as the specialty workbench right up the road from the Gold Trader as well. So I think Marianople is a good location when you're doing packs because of those two reasons. It's very good for ocean trading and just for bringing stuff in. Very good for land trading anywhere. So here we are in Two Crowns, right along the ocean here, and just a little bit of a ways from Moonswept Homes. So right here we have the specialty workbench, which in at least one of I think it's two. Yeah, one of two. And in Two Crowns, you can make cream, which is 50 medicinal powders and 20 milk, or palm cakes, which are 50 ground grain and 10 pomegranate. Now, this is an okay location because, as you can see, it's right near a bunch of homes, as you can see behind me. But it's also not too far away from the ocean at all, just a little bit of a hop, skip, and away. And you're right in Feudal Sound. You should be able to get out without an issue. Or even land trade routes. Since you're in a safe area, it's right down the way from Esna. Go there, take a boat from there, so you can avoid this little gap here that pirates seem to like to seem to like to go on quite a bit. So all in all, I think this is a good location. Let me go ahead and show you the next one. Alright, so just here to the east of Esna is the second specialty workbench in 2 Crowns. Now this one is pretty easy to get to, especially if you're doing it by water. There's a really great access just to the south of it. You just have to climb up a little bit of the hill. However, getting back down might be an issue if you don't have a car. Unless, however, you went around the other side of this mountain, in which case, yeah, sure, you could do it just fine. So this isn't too bad of a spot, mostly used for ocean trading. I wouldn't use this one for inland trading. I would personally probably use this one, unless you're trying to go to Cinderstone Moor, in which case, sure, this one's fine. But that wouldn't make much sense. So next up, I'm going to go ahead and show you the gold trader. So here we are in Esna, right in the Esnian Harbor, which is where you will find the resource trader and the gold trader. Now here is a really great location, especially because this is where you'd want to go for getting I believe it's charcoal stabilizers if you're a Nuian, bringing them over from Mariana, or bringing them over from Mariana to 2 Crowns to get those charcoal stabilizers. So it really is it's a good location. It's not too far off from one of the easier packs to make. Solus is just really a skip away, but it is heavily patrolled by pirates as far as the resource trader goes. For the gold trader, it's also a decent location for the exact same reason, especially since most everything that you get is not too far away. It's just a little bit of a drive, except if you have to go through Halcyona, in which case you're going to wait until that's about maybe an hour or 2 into peace. Not directly after, because that's when everybody expects you to go. So just be careful whenever you're going through here. All in all, I would say that 2 Crowns is pretty well balanced. I mean, you got good locations for doing some ocean trading. You got some great locations for doing ocean and everything. I consider this to be a good standard for if you're doing trade packs over here. Here we are in Cinderstone Moor at our first specialty workbench, just a little bit of a stone's throw away from the Burnt Castle camp location. So right here in Cinderstone is the specialty workbench. If we take a look here, we have our Cinderstone tart meads that require 50 dried flowers and 20 lemons, and sacred candles which require 50 ground spices and 40 bay leaves. Now this is an okay location because, as you can see, this is kind of close to the border here, so you can kind of make your pack, grab it, and hopefully not get attacked on your way back. So that can be, and you do have one location to be able to protect you on your way there. So if you're doing one pack at a time, that can also be a quick one to run to if you don't die in the time that you get there. Now there is only, I believe, one other specialty workbench, so let me go ahead and show you that. Okay, and here we are at the last location for the specialty workbenches, which, I don't know, it kind of looks like the Burnt Castle camp is pretty close to it, but so could be, I don't know, the Burnt Castle camp looks a little bit close, but there is a couple of hills in the way there, so, I mean, realistically, you could do it from either one without an issue. So here we are at the second one. Now, this one can be good because you can see there's a nice access to the ocean, not a lot of things going on over here, but only towards where there's a little bit of a roadblock there that's commonly found. So this one's okay for intercontinental. This one over here is okay for extracontinental or extra. I don't know exactly what the word is, but there is one gold trader here, and I believe there's also a resource trader, so let me go ahead and show you that. You know, I swear sometimes that this guy's the only one keeping me alive. Past about 3 people just trying to get here. Anyway, so right here in Sea Child's Wharf is one of the gold traders out of 2. I do apologize, forgot that there is 2. And Sea Child Wharf is the closest port to this one. Now here you have the resource trader and the gold trader, so you have equal opportunities for both of these here. Now, it is a good location here, same situation as in Yenistir on Heriana, where we do have 2 because there is large, heavy traffic to them during peacetime. So one or the other would be just fine. Probably if you're going from outside the continent, right, the second one would be great, which I'm going to show you right now. Alright, and here we have the second gold trader in Cinderstone Moor. And this will be the last one that we're going to be talking about here. Now this one is, I would say it's about equidistant from Burnt Castle Camp and Sea Child Villa or Wharf. Just because of the amount of obstacles in the way. I got here pretty easily coming from Sea Child Wharf, so that's not usually a problem. But here is, again, a gold and a resource trader, so this isn't too bad of a location if you're coming from from Haranya to be able to turn in packs. It gets you a little bit of seclusion, a little bit of safety, even though there are a couple houses over here, so really it depends on you and if you want to use these at all. Alright, so here we are in Halcyona, and thankfully I still have a tiny bit of time left for peace. At the first out of 2 specialty workbenches, there's no gold trader here, but here at the first one, it's located just a little bit to the, well, quite a bit away from, to the west from Sunset, Sunset or Sun's End or whatever, but it's located right between the airship laboratory and the operations base camp. So here in Halcyona, you can make wheat biscuits, which require 50 ground grain and 35 eggs, or yam pasta, which requires 50 dried flowers and 90 yams. So this one here is a good location if, well, there's a better one, but if you're trying to do anything for going towards Sanddeep or Hellswamp, this is a good place for making packs to go that way. However, if you're looking for anywhere else you want to go for this workbench over here. Now this one can be good because a lot of people like to look around the other one. Well, let me just show you where it is and then we'll talk about that here. And here is the second location for the specialty workbench, which is just a little bit south of the farmhouse here, which is not too far away from the front alliance base. Now this is a very, very popular workbench. People will make packs here right as soon as it gets to peacetime, and then instantly bring it over to the coast and swim across the ocean to be able to try and get it over and get their stabilizers and all that as soon as possible. But a lot of people make a huge mistake when they're doing this, which is everybody knows that everybody does that, so they get pirated as soon as they get out of peace. Or, you know, people get packs and they just bring it over to where they need to, but it's just one whole giant mess. So Halcyona is good because it does have a, I think it was a 6-hour long peacetime, which allows for plenty of pack movement back and forth, especially, let's say you want to do Halcyona to Soulsreed, you could do it without an issue. You could do it in complete peace without any issues whatsoever. It's just going to take a while. So Halcyona, in my opinion, is a very popular spot, and it's for a really good reason. And here we are in Hellswamp, right next to the only specialty workbench, and there's no gold trader here, so this shouldn't take us... Okay, he's still alive, thankfully. This shouldn't take us too long. So right here, for your specialties in Hellswamp, you have spicy meat, which requires 50 trimmed meat and 12 bananas. I have no idea how you can make spicy meat out of bananas, so more power to them. And mushroom pot pies, which require 15 orchard purees and 100 mushrooms. Now, this can be an okay location. However, as you can see, there's really only one way that you can get out to be able to make a sort of profit unless you go to Sanddeep, but I'll explain that later and why you should go that way towards Sanddeep. Halcyona is almost always in peace, so that really is one of your best options as far as going out and getting profit. And then you can move it almost anywhere out there, or even take it across from 2 Crowns. So I wouldn't stay in Hellswamp for very long. Oh, excuse me. I wouldn't stay in Hellswamp for very long if you're planning on moving packs around. But that's just my opinion. This isn't too great of a place to be able to make packs. Alright, so here we are in Sanddeep, and not too far away from the Bluegrass. I mean, it does look like the Golden Fable Harbor might be a little bit closer, but as far as roads go, Bluegrass is the most direct route to get here. So, anyway, here we are at Sanddeep, and we're on top of this little hill here in order to get to this specialty workbench. Now, at the workbench, you can make medicinal poultice, which requires 15 medicinal powder and 45 avocados, as well as preserved meat, which require 50 trimmed meat and 100 rosemary. Now, this is an okay-ish location. It's kind of easy to see anybody going around unless they're coming in overhead by glider on that little mountain here, as I did once attacking somebody who was just kind of standing right by the Mirage Isle portal. I'm not fully Care Bear here. I know how to get my hands dirty sometimes. But other than that, it's kind of hard to be able to get all the way to the water. You have a lot of houses in between here and there. You've got, if you're trying to go to the harbor, you've got plenty of ways to be attacked on your way there. So maybe during peacetime, trying to get packs out of here into more peaceful areas like Marianople or Two Crowns would probably be in your best interest. So there's only one gold trader, and there's only the one pack, the specialty workbench here, so I'm going to go ahead and show you that now. Alright, so here right a little bit of ways from the Golden Fable Harbor, or at least in Golden Fable Harbor, right on the harbor, is the Gold Trader. Now this is an okay location. All you really have up here, to get up here, is a ladder, and a couple of ladders, so it's not really your safest bet as far as turning in packs, but you can get quite oh, except for that little ramp over there, but it's, I don't know, it just doesn't seem all too safe for me as far as turning packs in here. As far as everything else goes, there is only one specialty workbench, as I said before, and the Gold Trader, so if you're trying to go Sanddeep, I mean, this is really far out there, so getting packs in, sure, by ship, maybe, but taking packs out does seem to be quite a challenge if you're doing it by anything other than boat, just because of the distance required to go anywhere. So really, I would be very, very careful whenever you're taking packs out because of those reasons itself. Well, guys, this was going over the all of the pack maker locations and gold traders and resource traders all throughout Nuia. I hope that you enjoyed today's episode, and hopefully from this point onwards, we're going to be able to come out with episodes a lot quicker. The next episode should hopefully this time be about about cars and wagons and all that, and how they can help you, and so on and so forth, as far as commerce goes. Thank you very much for watching. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you liked the video, or if you think that it helped you out and learning a little bit and learning something. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them in the video description. And other than that, have a good one.